Chuck and I play the bass.
Josh, I play guitar.
I'm Zach and I play the drums.
I'm Tom and I bend spoons with my mind.
And we are
In the Pause Pod.
I would run to the coast.
Zach and I started making music together for a long time. We've been making music together. And this is the culmination of a couple of different projects, doing a couple of different things with Zach. And it got to the point where we needed to expand it. I found some buddies of mine. I played in I played in a few bands with Josh. And Duck was a friend of all of ours. And we kind of brought it together and tried to make something that would work. And that's what we got.
We're an alternative indie band with shoegaze influences, stuff like Sigaros and Hum from back in the late '90s.
Yeah, just very, very noisy, heavy alternative rock, working on building walls of sound.
Yeah, thick sound textures with something that's uncommon in shoegaze music, at least, and that's the vocals are a little bit more crisp and not as subdued as most of it tends to be. There's drums too.
Yeah, it's much more aggressive than a lot of shoegaze that you see out there, which is why it's kind of an influence, but not a brand specifically.
Yeah.
So artistically, we have a lot of differences in the band. Josh doesn't like good music for the most part.
Hanukkah forever!
Duck likes okay music, but it's like, eh. And then me and Tom usually get along on a musical level, but not on other levels, obviously. But for the most part, it doesn't really get in the way of how we write. In fact, as Duck would say, it makes it better.
Yeah, like Zach was saying, it really does make us better. Like that's kind of where the origin of our music came from, was us trying to take each of our own individual influences and combine them into something that actually sounded good. And it doesn't always, which is why not everything we've made has been recorded, but you know.
Yes.
Yeah, we plan on doing kind of a local tour probably sometime in the summer.
We get everything together.
Before that.
Well,
Local tour
No,
before
we're hoping to hit the road pretty soon, as soon as we get all the funds and everything put together. So,
And
as soon as that happens.
Right.
And a band.
Which will happen a lot faster if we end up coming
And a
out
band.
on top this Saturday at Hawkland Nights. So, yeah.
Or if you just buy a bunch of our stuff that we have for sale.
Which we do right now.
Like shirts.
Yeah,
Or albums.
We have albums and shirts right now. And we found out that a lot of the money you make as a band is not from concerts, but from merch. So that's why we're doing that.
yeah, we've yet to get paid for a show,
Yeah.
as far as I know.
Oh, no, that is true.
Buy our crap.
The biggest part for me was having another person in the room, a separate ear. Somebody that can listen to your stuff while you're recording it and say, I don't know about this, or yeah, that sounded great, you should keep it that way. And because of that, I feel that we were able to produce a much better album.
So for me, being the drummer, the biggest difference that I saw was having someone that could actually set up mics in the right spot and stuff like that and knows what he's doing, rather than just having a space mic, like one or two space mics, and that's it. So you get more clarity within the drums and just everything overall.
Not yet.
Yeah, it hasn't really been an issue thus far. We don't have any Yokos hanging around in the crowd, but you know, we love the ladies, and I don't know. In the future, I don't think it'd be a big issue. I mean, we can all be gentlemen about it, but you know, relationships always complicate things. But so far, so good.
Me and Duck are single. Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. My influences are, I would have to say knitting cozies for trees. hipster hats, going to coffee houses, and typing on my Mac. Writing songs for girls on acoustic guitars.
I'm big into noisy alternative rock bands and shoegaze bands. It's bands like Slow Dive, My Bloody Valentine, the Jesus and Mary Chain, Sigur Rós is a good one. What else? The Pains of Being Pure at Heart is a good one. The Depreciation Guild. So kind of those noisy bands.
I'm into like a wide variety of slightly more mainstream stuff. Like I really like Deftones and Say Anything. Just like a lot of different types of music, like tiny little selections from every different school. I'm also really into space stuff, like solar astronomy and stuff. I don't know if that really influences our sound, but you know it gets out there sometimes, and I really dig that.
Influences for me are bands that make me just want to move. Basically, I like songs that can hold a beat and kind of make me happy in the head. I guess, as stupid as that sounds. Yeah, maybe.
We do this thing called Fight Club, and what it is we get really, really angry at one another, and then we say, Fight Club! Ow!
And then we fight, and that helps blow off all that extra steam that we have going on, and really helps us bond.
The night generally ends with laughs and fun times.
And
Or
blood in your
About
urine.
half an hour, we have to kick each other's asses.
Arses.
That hurt.
And the advice I would have for bands starting out, especially ones that are about to record, and actually especially for the drummer, learn how to use metronome. That makes life 10 times better. 1,000,000 times better, in fact. Because without the knowledge of playing to the click, it's just going to make recording a living heck for you. And also advice for not just for recording, but just overall, know your instrument. Actually learn how to play it. Don't just play it. Know your instrument. Like a woman.
You really got to work at it. It's not just to sit back, set up a MySpace page, and just hope that someone out there is going to recognize you. You really have to put a lot of work towards it. Like me and Josh don't have jobs, and so we've been spending pretty much every waking hour we have working towards what it is we're trying to do here. But there is something to be said about just going out there and just going balls to the walls, just gung-ho, try and do whatever it is you can.
I think a lot of it is not taking yourself too seriously, but then also not being too lazy. You can't just sit around and play and then hope for somebody to come and pick you up. There's a lot of effort in it, and there is a lot of time and a lot of money if you really want to do it right. And there is something to be said about going out and doing it. There's also something to be said about watching your steps and seeing how you do it. It also doesn't help if you don't have a job.
Just do it. It's not that hard. We don't know what we're doing. Don't let any of these guys. These guys are gonna like sit down. This is what you need to do to record. Like we don't know. Nobody knows. Just do it. That's the beauty of this, is that you get to do whatever you want and make whatever you want. Just do it. All right. Just don't touch me and just do it.